Hello, it's your boy Justin. So I'm gonna do a topic video today, my thoughts on Rebel Moon. Or maybe we should just turn this into a Tokyo Underground radio podcast. I don't know. Cause I have a lot of thoughts on stuff. And yeah. But also I'm playing Legend Dragoon on the background. I think I got ripped off with my new PS2 because I had to buy a new PS2 because one, the laser is dying on my old PS2, but it turns out the new PS2, which has a much better laser and can play a lot of the PS2 games that didn't work on my PS2 with the dying laser. Turns out the fan is a piece of shit. So it's like that's why Legend of Dragoon kept freezing because the game would get too hot and the disc wouldn't be able to read because the disc got too hot. So I have to play Legend of Dragoon on my old PS2. Or at least I think that's the problem. It's been we'll know if I can play more than an hour straight on this game and it doesn't freeze. If it doesn't freeze, then we know it was the other PS2 problem. And the fucking piece of shit thing is that the guy has it's a 7-day warranty, but the warranty, like, I think it's already expired because the guy's only open on the weekends, right? So I bought it on a Saturday. So I think even if like unless I bought it on a Sunday and went back on a Saturday, there's a good chance you would miss the like, you know, time to, like, you know, cash in on the warranty, which he says no refunds, but has a 7-day warranty. So what does that mean? You would give me a new PS2, a new working PS2? I don't know. So I have no idea what the hell I'm gonna do with with my new crappy PS2. I think there are like for like laptops that have overheating problems, they have like cooling fans. So maybe I'll just get a cooling fan for like that you would normally use for a laptop. I'll get for my new PS2, which I'll just use that PS2 when I do play my PS2 games that don't work on my better PS2, which has a crappier fucking laser. Oh my god. So yeah. So let's get on my thoughts with Rebel Moon. So if people don't know what Rebel Moon is, it's a new sci-fi movie that Zack Snyder made for Netflix, and it was supposedly based off like a Star Wars movie that he pitched to Disney that they said, yeah, no thanks. No thanks, Zach. Even though, like, come on. What the fuck? But, like, you know, it's kind of better that he didn't, because, you know, if he did make a Star Wars movie for Disney, it would be even worse than than this movie, probably, because it would have to they would have to shoehorn in the MCU fucking formula bullshit, which is killing the comic book genre. Because even like the movies that weren't doing it were better than the MC movies were failing. So like DC had to start copying it for them to get decent reviews, only for their movies to like get stale and boring, so and like make even less money than they were making when they weren't fucking ripping off the MCU. So it's funny how that fucking happens. But yeah, apparently, like, I can't remember if it was like the script was like inspired by 47 Ronin or like Seven Samurai, but it's basically that's what he was going for, making a Star Wars-esque version of either one of those movies. Because obviously, if you're not a hardcore Star Wars fan, you wouldn't know, or if you're not a film student, you wouldn't know that the original Star Wars was based on Hidden Fortress, which we reviewed on the channel. So obviously, this movie is like, you know, is basically Zack making a Star Wars ripoff based off a Japanese samurai movie. Though the movie, based off the trailer, which I watched, which came out I think yesterday, the Digimon Hanzo, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, said that the movie's aesthetics was inspired by Gladiator, the Ridley Scott film. I think personally, music-wise and cinematography-wise, it looks like he's copying Dune Part 1 by, what's his name, Denis Villeneuve. Because I was getting a lot of Dune vibes, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's like, okay. Here's the thing. The visuals look good. I don't know if you necessarily needed to have knockoff lightsabers in your Star Wars ripoff movie. Because there have been Star Wars ripoff movies that didn't have lightsabers that did okay, so you didn't need to have lightsabers. But yeah, there's lightsabers, there's some Warhammer 40k stuff. My biggest problem with the trailer, which, yeah, it looks like it's going to be big, epic sci-fi film with fantastical elements. Like, there's fucking griffins in the movie. You have, like, commissars from fucking Warhammer 40k. You have knockoff stormtroopers. My biggest problem with the movie is that there's like, and even like a guy who I follow, let's see if I can remember his name. Tony DiGirolamo, who's like I think he was like a former screenwriter. He was saying like, yeah, there's no iconic designs. So that's like my biggest complaint is there's no iconic designs. If you want to make something like Star Wars, you have to have iconic designs. And basically, this is my golden rule for if a design is good or not. If there was a toy, you would buy it, right? And there is no designs other than some of the monsters and aliens in the trailer that look cool. Like the heroes, the villains, none of them have iconic designs. You wouldn't buy any action figures based off it. There should have been at least one guy in like cool armor and a helmet. Which Digimon Hanzo kind of had cool armor, but he had like no helmet, and like and some of the other hero characters just like weren't even wearing cool clothes. Like there's no designs in the movie that were like, yeah, that looks cool and iconic. Like, and what's with the Anthony Hopkins voiceover? Which, didn't he die? I don't remember. I don't think he did. I think he's just old. But yeah, I don't know. Apparently this is like apparently this is part 1. This movie's a duology, so there's part 1 and there's like a part 2 coming. The part 1 is gonna be called Child of Fire. Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out in like December. I don't know, around Christmas time. Which I won't be able to see the movie because they finally, even though somebody said, oh, it's going to be 5 months before they're going to be nuking the shared accounts. My family's shared account's already gone. So, so it's like, yeah, I won't be able to watch the fucking movie unless, I go over to a friend's house and watch it. Right. So yeah, I don't know. I am looking forward to the movie. Hopefully it gets a Blu-ray release. But I don't know. Because even if the movie sucks, it looks like it's taking itself seriously. So maybe it'll be like a nice eye candy movie. You know what I mean? Kind of like Sucker Punch. Because Sucker Punch, not the greatest movie in the world, but it was a good eye candy movie. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this movie. Peace.